I think people need to understand that just because people are cordial with somebody and they respect the fact that somebody wants to try to, do better, and like, I think people are just twisting this into something that doesn't need to be. And Rissa, like, I'm actually glad that you're. I hate talk, like don't even get it twisted. I'm in Canada. Like, I don't like talking about race. I don't like talking about that kind of stuff, but I'm under the understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you and Mallory are close, are you not?
See, this is where people are like, oh my God, she said some things about Mallory is fully aware of the two of us are. Now, people, just because y'all didn't see us speaking in, like, you didn't see me in her lives a while ago or up until recently, does not mean that we had not cleared the air, because all of us grown. And so when some things that were complete lies were coming out on my end of it, I went straight to her and said, this is what it is. Because for me, that's just I need somebody to know exactly who I am and what I said about you. Now, whether you take that as I can deal with it and we can move forward, or you say, fuck you, that was terrible, and you choose not to, totally your decision. Mm-hmm. But people are just like, oh my God, she's funny. I can say what I say to you and mean it 110%. Everything that y'all have seen me say publicly to her, she was there, and what she wasn't there for, she heard it, and she knows those were my feelings. I stand on them. I have not walked a thing back. If she was hurt by something that I said, we have cleared that air. Now, are we besties on the besties and we're walking down the road, skipping and holding hands? No. But we have come to a point where we can move forward. Everything is out on the table.
Right.
I have no shade. We laugh and we joke. This is an app. It's supposed to be fun and funny. There, of course, are people that are just like completely disgusted that we can laugh together. And we can admit, we like to fucking troll y'all because it irritates y'all. But in terms of, I can't stop Mallory from doing anything. She can't stop me from doing anything. And a lot of people seem to think that because we have cleared the air and we're good,
right,
that I should be able to say, Mallory, don't do that.
Right.
Mallory, stop that. Mallory, go do that. That's a whole grown-ass woman. Just like she couldn't tell me, don't go over there and talk to Samantha.
Right.
Don't go kick it with such and such. We can't, it's not going to happen.
Right.
I'm always going to be upfront and honest. So when people are like, she should have done this, and this about Megan, I don't agree by means with what Megan said or is doing or whatever. But who the fuck am I? We can all hold alive and talk about it and let her know how we feel. But I feel like if we went around for 6 months, dragging people, doing whatever, it's just for clicks and views at that point. I'm not someone that's interested in that. If other people choose to, I respect it. It is what it is. I just am trying to get an understanding of these double standards out here and not you, Samantha, but other folks that are just so hard pressed, because y'all was the same people telling Mallory to leave people alone, but now y'all want her to jump back and start dragging an individual all over again.
Right.
So which one is it? Do you want her to grow and take a stance and leave this woman alone, or do you want her to take a stance and let's get some shit going and let her know how we feel? You can let her know how you feel. How do we know they didn't talk about it privately? Who are we to tell them not to talk about it privately?
Right.
We can't expect everything to be on this app just because some people want it. I get it. Some of y'all enjoy having y'all whole lives on here. Some of us don't. I mean, it is what it is. It goes both ways, but there is a hard-ass double standard for a lot of folks. Samantha, you one of them. They're expecting you to be do, because maybe 8 months ago you were like that. Mm-hmm. If you're choosing not to be, that's your choice, boo.
Yep.
It's for everybody. We see it every day. Where the fuck is the receipt? You owe me. You need to da. Who the fuck said? Who said? That's the question of our life. Who the fuck said and why? And are you gonna make me? It's either yes or no. It is what it is. But if y'all want to think me and Mallory are BFFs, that's fine. Not you, Samantha, but I know there are people out there that think we're BFFs.
Think the reason I asked you, and like I said, I don't like to talk about race. Like, it's not something that I'm comfortable, I didn't grow up that way, I'm in a small town in Canada, and it's not something I'm 100% comfortable with. But I guess the reason I brought it up was because there are people challenging Mallory in the comments, Florida Man in particular, calling her a racist. And so I wanted to know your stance with Mallory in regards to, whether, I guess whether you believe that to be true, because
whether I think she's racist.
Right, because and again, I'm not going to speculate that you guys are besties. Have I seen you in her box before? Yeah, 100%. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, you guys are best friends. Or I don't know the situation or the dynamic between the two of you. I have no idea.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't, and that's because you're going to see pretty much what any of us allow each other to see, right?
Right.
What are we talking about in these lives? Are people making videos? All of that stuff. I personally would like to know what people are referring to in terms of saying that she's racist. Are y'all talking about the Section 8 comment? Are y'all talking about someone sounded like a black woman? Or are there specifics like, oh, she called somebody a something?
Right.
I'm curious because the only things that y'all have seen me make the comment about the shield, I said those were my feelings. Mallory never called me anything like that. She never said she had one. She never said so-and-so was it. Nothing like that. So those were my feelings. We can replay that clip over and over and over. I think it was on somebody's page once upon a time. So I'm curious what you're referring to and when you want to call somebody racist. Because there are people on this app that have done similar things to those two things I named. Right. There are people that have done a whole the fuck lot worse. I mean, there have been black people on here that refer to other black people as slaves. There was someone in the box the other day referring to me as one of them, being a house in and cracking the whip on me as a black person saying something, and a bunch of white people were laughing at that. So it's I'm curious, which box are we putting everybody in? At this point, I have a hard stance on what's a no-go for me in terms of people being racist personally to me. Now, has Mallory ever been racist to me personally? No. Have I ever seen or heard her call somebody a slur? No. We are all aware of the joke she made about Section 8 housing in extremely poor taste. We are all aware of that. We are all aware of the, she sounded like a black woman. Definitely.
A person of color.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't see you pop up there. We were all privy to that. So it was in poor taste. She didn't call nobody a name, but it was in poor taste. If she can apologize for it, she did apologize for it. I don't know what else we're supposed to do about it.
Right.
I asked her to personally, at that time, we were still cool, and I said, I think that she should stop engaging in racial conversations, racial back and forth with Megan, because it was, in my opinion, two white women talking about black people, and it was unnecessary. That was my opinion. That was my suggestion. Again, a suggestion. I couldn't force her to stop. Can't force anybody to do anything. But that was just my opinion, and I said that out publicly.
Right.
So if there's other people that have experiences with her, I am not aware. I can't do anything for you if I'm not aware of it. Not for you, but I can't have an opinion on it or a stance on it if I don't know when it happened, what it is, and what it was about. I just can't.
So
if you
I
want to
can have
share
an
with
opinion on
me-
that. I can have an opinion on that because there was after, Mallory had, I give Mallory a lot of forgiveness. I really, truly do. And I try to understand Mallory. I do. But there is such a thing as racial anti-Semitism. And what was disconcerting to me was the fact that the joke that happened and the lack of accountability on all forms, like all levels for Mallory. Marissa, I cannot understand, or, I can empathize with you, but I can never understand how you personally feel as a Black woman in America. I can't, in the world, I can't. I don't have that experience. But I do have my personal experience, and especially like the hate and the